Hello, this is Dr. Wendy Rowley. This is the Sacred Sound of Women, Episode 3, The Universal Life. Oh, good day to you, dearest beings of light. I am Ali, Neo-Cosmic Service Pleiadian Mother of Sound. Peace be with you, peace be with you, and peace be with you. This day, we indeed are going to discuss universal life. So the information we gave in the last video is basically also the explanation for spontaneous remission. And it is how it happens. And this one says spontaneous remission is a miracle you don't know can happen. And we say spontaneous remission is a normal state of being. That she feels the body is designed to become a self-healing system, and it is. So the understanding that she lost her train of thought with us because she was trying to think. Okay, give us a moment. So the understanding that the spontaneous remission is something that can happen every day normally is something that actually does happen every day normally. Your body constantly is healing and repairing, and it especially does it at night when you fall asleep and go off in your astral body and your body consciousness does repair. But it's constantly doing it, even though you might not be aware of it at the level of soul and higher self. And then it's actively doing it at the level of the body innate at night. So just for those who don't know, what's the body innate? Your soul comes into these creative rings at the top, it splits, and it comes in as you in the back, the I consciousness, me. And then it's the left side is your body innate. It's opposite. I'm doing it opposite for you. So I would be going, this is your left side. But anyway, the left side is the consciousness innate. The right side is the Akashic innate that takes care of all of your records, your information. And there's a lot of information about there. And this one will be bringing a course, a fast track course for this work in the future, but not now. So, because she's asked for that. And it's actually part of the system she's working. So anyway, so the body consciousness and the soul and higher self are constantly repairing. So that mechanism we described, that some people say is spontaneous remission, is operating all the time within your being. Sorry, we hit the mic, vibrated. Is operating within your being all the time. So people think, oh, I have a life and I've gone along and now I have a disease. No, not at all. The repair just in that moment didn't do it. You didn't develop a disease. It just didn't do it. It had been maintaining a homeostasis and a balance for you up until then, despite your lifestyle, despite your emotions and your feelings and your heart and your attitudes and emotions and consciousness. I think we repeat ourselves. So it has the ability to shift, change, and heal all the time, and it does. And in a particular period, it stopped, and it didn't, and suddenly you have a disease. I mean, people go, I just suddenly have a disease. I suddenly have a tumor. I suddenly have a cyst. Didn't know it was there. Or for some people, it's maybe a gradual feeling of it, but that's because it stopped there. The healing stopped on that time, because something needs to come through in a different way. Eventually, you will see disease and illness in a very different way than you do now. For right now, it's a very scary thing to you. But in the future, you will look at it differently. So we just want to give some concepts, some thoughts, and some understanding of how quickly the body can change. The body can change very quickly. Even in the evolutionary body you are in now, it can change very quickly. It's just a question of getting that flow going, getting that communication between the soul and higher self coordinated with the I consciousness. And as the famous Edgar Cayce said long ago, all healing requires a corresponding change in consciousness. And this one knows this as a healer. And as she was so elegantly told, 95% of the time, all the person needs for that change of consciousness is to be made aware of the problem of the consciousness. What is the disharmony in the consciousness? And 95% of the time, once the human realizes that, the soul will bring in the energy and start making shifts. But the consciousness has to have the awareness, because that's the system. So the understanding of healing, evolution, the human body, and universal life is what we're going to talk about in a minute, is going to change over time as you continue on this journey that you are on. And we're talking a long period of time, beyond your lifetime now. So the universal life is an amazing thing. It's an amazing energy. It is in the soul groups out in the greater field. It is on the human consciousness grid. It is in the ancestral grid. It is in what's called the interim soul evolutionary grid. It is in the master grid, or the soul mastery grid, same thing. And it's in all your incarnations that you've ever had on the earth through the higher self. And it is multidimensional, quantum. What's the difference? Multidimensional means I can be in many different, I am able to go through in 2 different dimensions. And quantum means I'm able to be in several places and spaces at the same time. So you are both multidimensional and quantum. And that is that is something you evolve to understand more and more the more lifetimes you have on the earth. So the universal life is an amazing thing out in the field. Now, this one knows about life force and your personal power. Life force is, just like I said, it's the force that allows you to have a life in a body. And your personal power is given to you by the Creator and increases as you have incarnations. And you learn I can get along here now, I'm feeling confident, I'm learning how to behave and work well with others, and how to create, and how to take care of myself and a body, and provide for myself, and be functional in society, and la, 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 la. So the universal life out in the greater field is more than you can even imagine. It has a connection into the divine intelligence. It has the ability to evolve structure and form of your body and your organs. It has the ability to bring in some flavors from the soul of feelings, not as many as divine feminine, but some. It has the ability to bring in what would be called, best way we can say it is a knowing of what is coming at a very concrete level of the mundane. So if you have intuition, which a lot of people are talking about, your intuition is both in divine feminine and universal life. And the part that's in universal life brings the soul's impressions of intuition down to a level where you can, through your third eye, if you work there, or through your other feeling nature, or your physical and spiritual senses of hearing, seeing, feeling, pictures, words, symbols, however you receive, whether it's feelings, it's different for everyone, combinations of all these things, then you have the knowing and the picture at a more dense level of what it could be in the human, everyday world level. At the divine feminine level of intuition, you have an understanding of the spiritual aspect of that event, which a lot of people don't go up to see. A lot of people keep dwelling in universal life at the level of more of what's happening and, oh my gosh, the drama, because then they get lit up in their higher selves, Akash of the past, where if they might have had a flood or they might have had that experience, it makes them a little nervous. But if you can learn to work with energy and bring your heart up and meditate and bring it up to another level, and you go to the divine feminine, you will see a benevolent outcome behind everything. Because if the Creator creates in joy and is based in love, well, then there must be something benevolent behind everything that comes through creation. And there is. It's just that it depends what level you're resonating at in your being. Are you resonating at your old records of the past, or are you resonating in the now and looking at a higher vibration and intending the divine feminine in the same picture? Or are you resonating to the future on and intending what you want that outcome to be. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to lose my possessions. I don't want to have that happen, or I'm worried about blah, 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 blah. So where you focus and where you bring your energy up, as many know, this is not new information, is what you see. And it's the same with your spiritual nature. So universal life allows for the intuition to bring in those more concrete levels of pictures. But remember to balance your intuition with the divine feminine. So let's talk about the divine feminine next. Okay. You are dearly loved. Expect benevolence in all you do, and we bid you adieu. Hello, it's Dr. Wendy Rowley, and I'm going to sign off because we were longer in some of those tapes, so I'll try to make some other ones shorter. Bye. Have a great day.